Hi there, I'm Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today's class is going to be an athlete's warm-up and cool-down class. So it's going to be 2 10-minute segments. I'll publish them separately and together. So if you're going to work out and just need to get a nice good stretch and energizing little routine before, you can just kind of pause this video and then come back to it after you work out, and we'll do just a nice cool down stretch. So to get started, go ahead and come into a seated position. We're going to warm up the spine in all directions. So if you can either come into a cross-legged position or you can sit up on a block or a towel, just make yourself comfortable so that you can keep your spine upright as we begin to warm up. Just take a few moments here to settle into your space. So go ahead and close your eyes, rest your hands on your knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Let it go through your mouth. Let your shoulders fall down and away from your ears as you exhale. And then as you inhale, just lengthen up through the crown of your head, finding a nice tall spine. Exhale, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And let's just take one more big, deep breath, expanding the belly as you inhale. And relaxing the shoulders as you exhale. Continue with this deep breathing pattern. You can open your eyes if they're not already, and then we're gonna just start to stretch out the spine in all directions. So on your next big breath in, reach your arms up overhead, and let's just start with a spinal twist here. So take your left hand to your right knee, your right hand out behind you. Keep your spine nice and tall. Inhale here, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, look out over your right shoulder. Breathe in, bring both arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. So bringing your right hand to your left knee, your left hand out behind. Breathe in to lengthen up through the crown of your head. Breathe out to look out over your left shoulder. Breathe in, bring both arms up overhead and pause here. Now, relax your shoulders away from your ears, but reach up through your fingertips, and then go ahead and make fists with both hands. So nice tight fists, squeeze as tight as you can, and then open and expand your hands, stretching through the palms of your hands, stretching through your fingers. Make fists again. Again, stretch open through your hands. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Make fists. And then go ahead and increase the pace, just building some energy and bringing some blood into the hands. Increase the pace a little bit more, warming up the forearms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go ahead and relax your arms down, and then just take a shake to your wrists. So depending on what kind of workout you're going to be doing, this is good if you're going to be doing any sort of weightlifting or anything on your hands or your wrists. Just warming up those forearms and those wrists. Bring both arms back up overhead, and now we're going to do a side bend. So we're going to side bend to the right. So I'm going to go to my left. So you're right. Take your hand down toward the floor. Reach your arms straight up toward the ceiling. And then keeping your shoulder in line with your hip, go ahead and start reaching your arm up and overhead, bicep by your ear. This is a nice side stretch. Reach both arms up overhead, and then side bend to the left. So I'm going to my right, your left, and then go ahead and take your hand down onto the floor. Reach that right arm straight up, getting nice and long, and then go ahead and start stretching through your side, keeping your shoulder in line with your hip. And then come all the way back up, and then bring your hands behind your back. So interlace your fingers just for a nice stretch. If you can't reach your hands toward one another, you can just take them down towards your mat, and then just open your chest, lift your chin. Otherwise, you can take your palms and start to press them toward one another lift your chin, and then one last option, either stay here or walk your hands forward, or if your hands are clasped, reach them up overhead as you come forward. Nice stretch to your shoulders, your hips, your low back. And then come all the way back up. Release your hands, and then from this position, we're just gonna come into a butterfly position. So this is gonna be a nice stretch for your hips and your low back. So bring the soles of your feet together. Take your hands to your ankles, and then start to press your elbows down toward your knees. Even if it's just a slight hinge at your hips, you might go a little bit further, reaching the crown of your head toward the front of your mat. Shoulders, again, away from your ears. So again, just a gentle press of your knees. And then you can take your hands onto the soles of your feet, and then just start to spread the soles of your feet away from each other, like you're opening up a book. And then if you want, maybe you're gonna be running or doing something, with your feet, you can give yourself just a little foot massage. So just pressing under the balls of your feet, can come onto the soles of your feet. Just give your feet some love before you start getting busy with your workout. And then just one last stretch here in butterfly pose. And then come all the way back up. Now take both feet flat to the floor. Take your hands out behind your hips. So at about hip distance apart, plant your feet. Again, lift your chest, so try to avoid collapsing here. So stay lifted, nice and long, and then just rock your knees side to side. So stretching out your glutes and your hips, a little twist in your spine. So we're gonna go 3 times to each side, and then just pause. And if you want just a little bit of a deeper stretch, try to keep your sit bones on the ground instead of lifting all the way up here. But you can take your right foot on top of your left knee and just gently press it down. This is not going to be an option for everybody, but you can try it if that feels good. To me, it feels good because it gets really deep up here in the glute. Now come back, go off to your left. And same thing, try to keep your sitting bones on the ground. And if you want to, you can take your right foot gently. You're not pressing it against its will, but just gently pressing it down if that feels good. To me, it just gets a little bit deeper in there. And then come all the way back up. Place both feet back on the floor, and then bring your hands out in front of you. Keep your chest lifted, and then just lower down. This is just gonna stimulate your core just a little bit if you take it nice and slow. And then once you're down on your back, we're gonna stretch out the hip flexors and engage the quads. So take your hands alongside your body, maybe walk your feet back a little bit so your heels are closer to your glutes. And then we're gonna roll up and down the length of the spine. So go ahead and start to lift your hips all the way up. Engage your back muscles, engage your glutes, and then roll down. Same thing here, we're gonna do 3 and then we'll hold it. So 1, this is 2. Continue your deep breathing as you're warming up. And last one, 3, and then hold it. Okay, from here, you're going to nice and slow start to really engage your glutes as tight as you can. Okay, now stay lifted as high as you are. Release your glutes and feel your low back engage even more. Tighten up your glutes. Stay lifted. Release your glutes. Feel your low back and your hamstrings working a little bit more. Last time, engage your glutes. Stay lifted, release your glutes, feel your low back warming up, and then roll all the way back down onto your back. All right, we're gonna take reclined pigeon. So keep your left foot right where it is on the ground, cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then lift your left leg up off the floor, and you can hold on to the back of your thigh, or you can take hold of your shin, just depending on how open your glutes and hips are today, and just draw your left knee in a little bit more. Feel that nice stretch for your legs, your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your hips, your low back. Great stretch here for you. Okay, release your left foot down onto the floor, and this is going to be a quick twist. So go ahead and keep your legs just as they are and bring your right foot down to the left, planted on the floor. You can extend your arms either to a capital T or a goalpost position. Come back, release your right foot down onto the floor, cross your left ankle over your right knee, lift your right foot up off the floor, hold on to your thigh or your shin, draw your right knee in. Continue with your deep breathing, just connecting deeply with your body and your breath. And release your right foot back down onto your mat, the floor. Bring your left foot to the right. Quick little spinal twist here on the floor. You can bring your hands either to goalpost or T, whatever feels good. And come on back to center. Release your left foot back down to the floor. And then bring both knees into your chest. You can either hold onto your knees with your hands or possibly cross opposite hand to opposite wrist or opposite hand to opposite elbow. But try to keep your toes, heels, and knees side by side. This is going to be a good compression for your hip flexors and a nice lengthener for your spine. If you're not already, just relax the grip on your legs. Hold on to your knees and start to roll the length of your spine 1, 2, 3 times. So 1, 2, and then on your third, pause in boat pose. This will just be a little warm up for your core, creating some heat in your belly. Again, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Reach toward your toes. Your legs can be bent or you can straighten them for 3, 2, 1. Now from here, go ahead and cross your ankles. If your foot one was in front of the other before, just switch the cross of your foot. Take your left hand to your knee, take your right hand to the top of your head, and just draw your ear toward your shoulder. It's gonna be the last little part of our warm-up before your workout. Okay, come back to center, switch sides. So take your right hand to your knee, left hand to the top of your head, draw your ear toward your shoulder. Come back to center. Keep your shoulders back, down away from your ears. Just take your chin forward and down toward your sternum or your chest. And a nice stretch in the back of your neck and your upper back. And release. All right, so you can pause the video right here, go enjoy your workout, come back and see me after you're done, and we'll do a nice cool down sequence. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.